Hello everyone and welcome back. So today we are going to discuss a numerical on CPM. So there are various types of numericals into CPM, but this one is the simplest of all. So let us look upon the question. So it states that the project data is given below, which has activity and duration into it, and we have some couple of questions which we need to solve in this CPM method. So we need to draw project network, show critical path into that, and calculate the duration of the project. Then find earliest occurrence time and latest occurrence time for each event. Then ultimately find EST, LST, EFT and LFT for, that is, earliest start time, earliest finish time, then latest start time and latest finish time for each, with a float for each activity. So this sum will include for a few steps which we need to consider. So first step will include drawing the project network diagram. Then proceedingly calculating E and L, that is earliest occurrence time and latest occurrence time. For we will find out what is the critical path and duration of the project. Then finally we will make a table wherein we will calculate EST, LST, EFT and LFT along with float for each activity. So let us begin. First step will be drawing the project network diagram. So let us start. So let us start. So for drawing the project network diagram, we need to look upon the activities given and follow the sequence in the logical form. So the first activity starts with 0. So we are going to draw a 0 here, and then draw a line connecting to it with 1. Then after 1 we have 2. So let's draw 2 also. Then after 2 we have 1, 3. So from 1 there is 3. And simultaneously you need to draw the arrows as well, so that there is no confusion when you are referring to the project network diagram. Then after 2 we have 4. Let's draw 4. Then after 2 we again have 5. So let's draw it from here. Then after that we have 3 to 4. We just need to connect this. 3 to 4, then 3 to 6 we have one more from 3. That is 6. And then from 4 we have 7. Then 5 to 7. Then lastly 6 to 7. And this completes your project network diagram. So our first step is complete. Now second step will include calculating E and L for each activity. So for that you need to mention E and L everywhere for each one, so that everything is into this diagram and you don't need to again and again change your page. So E and L. And you're done. So first step is complete. Now next step we are going to move to our next page, where we are going to calculate the E, that is earliest occurrence time, that is E. So now for E you're going to just simply write in an ascending order that E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6 and E7. Now, writing on paper is not that easy. First, you need to refer your project network diagram to understand this. So, this is still incomplete. You need to mention the duration also along with the arrows. So, for 0 to 1, we have 2. Then, for 1 to 2, we have 5. 1 to 3, we have 13. Then, 2 to 4, we have 5. Then, 2 to 5, we have 7. Then 3 to 4 we have 3, then 3 to 6 we have 5, then 4 to 7 5, then 5 to 7 3, and then 6 to 8, 6 to 7, that is 8. So now it is completed partially. It will be completed when we mention all the ENL for each event. Now let's start. So for E0 or any first event, it will be by default 0 time allotment. So it will start with 0. You have to simply write 0 there. For E only. So let's start with E. So it is 0. Okay. Now let's talk about E2. So for E1, the arrow is pointing towards, there's only one arrow which is pointing towards, and that's from 0, and the duration which is mentioned is 2. So 0 plus 2 will be 2. Now let's look for 2. There's only one arrow which is pointing towards it from 1, so it would be 2 plus 5, that is 7. Okay, so next is for 3. So 3 also has only one arrow from 1, so it will be 2 plus 13, that is 15. Okay. Now in case of 4, we need to go to another page and look for one trick here. So for finding out E, when there are 2 arrows pointing towards the event, you need to calculate maximum out of 2. So now let me just give me a minute to mention all the other events. So E3 was 15. Now for E4, there is one arrow from 3 and then one arrow is from 2. So from 3, it is 15 plus 3. So we need to calculate the maximum out of all. So 15 plus 3, and next would be 2 is 7. 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5. So obviously 18 is the maximum out of it. So our E4 would be 18. Now let's see for 5. So for fifth activity, there's only one arrow which is coming out from 2. So 7 plus 7, it will be 14. Next for let's look for 6. 6 also has one arrow from 3. So it would be 15 plus 5, that is 20. And then for 7, we have 3 arrows. In such case, we need to find the maximum out of all the 3 values. So let me just mention E6 is 20 and E5 is 14. Okay. So now we will have from 6, that is 20 plus 8. 20 plus 8. Next would be 18 plus 5. And next would be 14 plus 3. And maximum out of it is 28. Okay, so this is end of the second part, first part. Now we have second step we have second part as well. So that is calculating the latest occurrence time for each event. So in such case, you need to go in descending order. So here the last event is 7th. So we will start with L7, then L6, L5, L4, L3, L2 and L1, and lastly L0. In latest occurrence time, you need to go in descending order. So we are going to go in the project network diagram in a backward direction from year to year. So for L, you need to go on subtracting the duration by following the same logic we followed for E, calculating the E. So next is, let's see, for 7, L7 would be same as E7, okay? So it would be equal to 28. Now let's calculate for 6. It would be just simply 28 minus this 8, that is 20. So for L6 it is 20. Next is for L5, it will be simply 28 minus 5, that is 20. So our next L is L5. So for L5 we are going to simply subtract 28 minus 3, that is 25. So you simultaneously note down here so that it would be easy for you to know what is the critical path. Okay, so next is L4. So it would be simply 28 minus 5, that is 23. So next is L3. So now in case of L3 we have 2 arrows at the backward side. So in that case you need to know what is the minimum out of all the 2 values. Okay, so we saw for E we calculate the maximum value, we take the maximum value out of the alternatives, and for L we are going to take the minimum out of the alternatives. So let's see. So it would be 6, that is L6, 20 minus 5, and next would be that is L4, 23. So 23 minus 3. So obviously 15 is the minimum out of it. So here this would be L3 will be 15. Similarly for 2, just 1 arrow backward. Okay, so it would be L4, that is 23 minus 5, and we have one more arrow from 5 to 2. So in that case we need to know the minimum value out of 2. So it would be 23 minus 5 first, and next would be 25 minus 7, and out of 2, 18 is the minimum. Okay, so L2 is 18. Now L1, we have 2 arrows from 3 and 2. So for that case also we need to find out the minimum, that is 15 minus 13, and next is 18 minus 5. So in this case 18 minus 5, and yeah, so the answer is 2, the minimum out of 2, that is 15 minus 3. Now next 2 minus 2 would be L0, so it is 0. So we are almost done. Now we could say this project diagram is complete with all the E and L mentioned and the duration and everything. So now the time comes to calculate the critical path. So let us know what is the critical path. So the critical path is the path which has the maximum duration. So here the maximum duration for our project is 28. Okay, so that path which gives us the duration as 28 is the critical path. So there's one trick to find out which is that path, which is very easier. So you just need to know which E and L values are similar. For example, here 0 0, that's one, that is so from here it proceeds. Then even L1 also has the same value. Similarly for event number 3, then event number 6, and then event number 7. And thus this is how we conclude our critical path, that is 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, and then 6 to 7. So just take any other pen, or you can use pencil as well, and just double line these numbers so that you mark it clearly into the exam, and it is clearly visible that yeah, this is the critical path. So just mark it, okay, and just mention here critical path. Okay, so now your one part is done, and you need to mention it as well into one section. This was the first part. This was the second part, or we could say second step for this. Now the third step is to write the critical path, and you are just simply going to mention it in the way it is: 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 7. This is our critical path, and duration would be, just simply calculate the duration from 0 to 1, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 7. So let us just look here. So it would be You don't need to calculate and write it here. It would be obviously the maximum duration. But in case you need to verify it, so it would be 2 plus 13 plus 5 plus 8, which is 28. So just need to write simply 28. And in this case, there is no unit mentioned to the duration. Sometimes it is given as weeks, sometimes it is given as days, or sometimes given as years, but here it is not given, so you just need to write units. Don't forget to mention this, okay? So now this part is done. Now next part will include drawing a table for calculating EST, LST, EFT and LFT for each activity. So we will draw a table for it. So now we will proceed to our next step, that is step number 4, wherein we are going to draw a table which looks like this, which will include the activity, duration, EST, LST, EFT, LFT and float. Okay, so now we are going to fill in the activity in the order where we are going to refer it in the way I, J. Okay, so in our question it was simply given in the order which is required, that is the activity should start with 0, then complete all the other activities which are associated with 0, then 1, then all the activities associated with 1, then precedingly 2, then all the activities with 2 and 3 and so on. And in that way our question is already arranged, and simply we need to just write down what is given. So 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, 3 to 4, 3 to 6, 4 to 7, 5 to 7 and 6 to 7. So this cannot be in any random form. This need to follow a sequence wherein first you will complete I of 0, everything whatever is associated with 0, then 1, then 2. Now next we are going to mention what is the duration. So 2, 5, 13, 5, 7, 3, 5, 5, 3, 8. Now I have deliberately kept this column as empty. So here I'm going to mention all the formulas or the tricks, I would say, to remember and solve. Okay, so now for EST it is simply going to be EI. Okay, so in order to fill this you just need to go to the I column and see what it is. That is I is 0, so just put I value is 0. So the first value would be E0. So our E0 was 0. So simply in that way. Next I value is 1. So just put the I value as 1 here, that is E1. So E1 value was 2. Similarly here, then for 2, E2, and E2 was 7. And for next for E3, it was 15. 15, 15. Then for E4, it was 18. Then 5 and 6, we are going to fill it 14 and 20. So this is how this part is done. Okay, now next directly we will go to LFT, and here the formula or the trick is LJ. So for this case we need to look upon the values of L, and for J we are going to just simply put the values which is available at the J side. Okay, so for filling this first we need to look upon E and J value. L and J value is 1, so this will be L1. So L1 value was 2. Okay, similarly here the J value is 2, so it will be L2. So the L2 value was 18. For L3 it was 15, for L4 it was 23, for L5 it was 25, then L4 it was 23, then L6 20, then L7 28, 28 and lastly 28. So this is how 2 columns are done. Now next we need to look on EFT, and the formula for this would be simply duration plus EST. So this is the manner in which you need to go. First you need to fill these 2 columns using EI and LJ. Then the third would be EFT, where it is simply the addition of duration plus EST. So just simply add them: 7, 15, 12, 14, 18, then 20, then 23, then 17, and then 28. Okay, so this is how this column is also done. Now next would be, you just need to simply, you need to next calculate float, which would be simply the difference between EFT and LFT. So difference is EFT and LFT. So float is a difference between EST and LST as well, but now we don't have LST and we need to go upon calculating it, so we need one step ahead. So this is how we are going to proceed. First we are going to subtract this 2, get the float, and then with the help of float and EST we are going to get LST. So let's just calculate this. It would be 0, 11, 0, then 11, 11, then 5, 0, 5, then 11 and 0. And this is how float is also done. Now next would be calculating LST. So it is nothing but EST plus float. Just simply you need to add the float and the EST. What actually float is, it is the difference between the EST and LST, or we could say EFT and LFT. Okay, so EST is nothing but earliest start time, latest start time, then EFT is earliest finish time, and this is latest finish time. So the difference between the finish time difference or start time difference is the float. Okay, so now let's calculate LST. It's just the addition. Okay, so it would be 0, then 2 plus 11 would be 13, then 2 plus 0 will be 2. Simply carrying out the similar way. And this is how it is done. So this is the end of this sum, and similarly you need to follow these steps, and it would help you to complete this sum in a most optimum way. So just know these 4 steps. First is the project network diagram. Next is calculating E and L for each event, and that is into 2 parts. Then the third part would carry critical path and the duration of the project. Don't forget to mention the unit there. And lastly, the fourth step, where we will build where all the activity duration, EST, LST, EFT, LFT and float calculation will carry out, and this ends our sum here. So thank you for watching.